me with the horns, 20. Keep making noise. Keep making noise. Yeah. Here we go now. 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 Here we go. Here we go. Now listen. Some of y'all might know this.
You know, at first, I didn't understand the appeal of this game. Like, at all. I thought it was kind of overrated. But after putting in more time, I've warmed up to the game quite a bit. Mind you, I still don't think as highly of this game as most, but I understand why it's being given such praise. Mostly. I think? Anyway, welcome back to GigaBit, the show where we talk about anything that the creator, GigaByte, likes. Let's get on with it. As many people, larger people, funnier people, have noted, Nintendo made the bold claim of saying that Odyssey is in line with 64 and Sunshine, and considering that those two games are the most popular in the 3D series, that's kind of a big deal. And you know what? I disagree. There are similarities, sure, but I think this game is so different that it deserves to be looked at as its own thing. But before we get to that, let's talk about the things that these games do have in common, and that is a heavy emphasis on movement. In this game, it's godlike. Just like in the other games, you're given such an enormous degree of control over Mario that finding more efficient ways to get from point A to point B can be more fun than actually doing any sort of objective. But I'd actually argue that this game has the best movement in the series so far, and that's because the distance that you can move on either axis has been upped dramatically without the need of a gimmick or extensive knowledge of the game. Speaking of gimmicks, capturing is a goddamn genius one. Having these short bursts of wildly different control schemes helps to keep the game feel interesting, especially considering that there are so many to choose from. And on the note of control schemes, I'd just like to say that Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild are the two best introductions that you could ever have to the Switch. They're better than 1-2 Switch, I'll tell you that much!
What the fuck is that?
Anyway, back to the point. So what are you saying, GigaByte? You stated that the game emphasizes movement like 64 and Sunshine. You stated that the game has a side gimmick like 64 and Sunshine. Why do you not consider it a part of the series? One word. Objectives. Pop in a level of 64, there's your objective, clear as day, go get it. Pop into Odyssey, there's your objective, fuck your objective. You can do literally anything else to progress. Mostly. This game isn't linear like 64 or Sunshine. It has objectives, but they're just there to serve as a guide. It's very much a sandbox, and in my opinion, that's enough to differentiate it from its predecessors. Maybe it's a natural progression of the formula, but I wouldn't really call it the same thing. And that's what will make or break this game, depending on the person, in my opinion. Its non-linear nature. For some people, I could see that being a godsend, being given more freedom to do as they please, and being rewarded with a power moon and purple coins for doing seemingly random things or exploring new areas. But for someone like me, who's been around the goddamn block so many times, it's so predictable. You know those unspoken rules of gaming, like always go the wrong way first, and there's always a secret in the waterfall? Yeah, that's like half this game. Is that a reason to berate the game? Not really in my eyes, but that's the major reason I don't like it as much. Because of how spread out the moons are, it's a much less focused game, which should be great for some, but I personally don't like it as much because I feel like the main reward, power moons, are diluted. Like seriously, there are almost 1,000 power moons in the game. There's no way that you can get them all to stick as close together satisfaction-wise as something like 64 Star. In my mind, it's a similar problem to that of Breath of the Wild. There's this beautiful foundation to the game, the best that's been built to date. But what's erected upon it isn't all that it could be, or in this case, isn't what I'd prefer. I feel like if you took this game, cut out all the filler moons, and had the remaining moons be at least like 20 to 50% as involved as getting stars in 64, you'd have the best game in the true 3D Mario series to date. But as it stands, Odyssey really does its own thing, and in my mind, it shouldn't be considered a part of that. I'm not saying it's a bad game because of that. It's wildly creative, and I've learned to love it over time. It's just not what I would have preferred, and that's okay. It's just different. And on that note, I'd like to say thank you for watching the video. Have anything to add? Why not comment down below? Did you like this video? If so, why not like it? And if you really like this video, why not subscribe and follow me on my socials, especially on my Twitch. We have fun there. New videos on the way, streams every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's about it. I'm gone. Bye.